I'm going to do a re-intro. Hey, welcome to FailCraft, I'm Harry. It's Arena Tuesday. You folks on Twitter have voted for your hero as per usual at FailCraft Casts, and folks live in the Twitch stream at FailCraft Cast 2 over on Twitch. We are druiding today. We obey 3 simple rules, which I'm going to run through now. 1, review our deck often. 2, when we review our deck, take a look at our mana curve and spells against minions to get an idea of how our deck is coming together. Are we winning early game, mid game, or late game? Are we missing any particular slots on the mana curve, particularly in the early game? Do we need something to fill in that? So we've always got something strong we can play every single turn. Very, very basic arena thought overall. Number 3, we need to check turn by turn. When we take that pause to check our deck, we do a mental turn by turn playthrough to try and understand how we can actually drop cards, what we're going to be playing on each turn, and therefore how that works with regards to us just having strong drops every turn. Underpinning all that, if we can't do that, then we need to try and make sure that we have strong minions, and for us we consider a strong minion or strong card as something which is broadly strong or equivalent to the mana value at which you're dropping things on the table. So let's say, for example, a 3 attack, 3 health and 3 mana minion. That works very, very nicely for us. Let me just let Shep in before we start. So, Shep the dog has come to join us. Sorry for that little break. So what we're going to do now is commence the drawing and see what we can grab this Tuesday. Okay, Mana Addict, Murloc Tycoon, and Gadgets and Auctioneer. Mana Addict, whenever you cast a spell, gain 2. We don't have loads of small spells as a druid, we could draw into some, but we'll see how those go. Murloc Tidecaller, whenever a Murloc is summoned, gain 1. Do we want to go Murlocs? Not entirely sure we do, but they can be strong in Arena if you pick a whole bunch of them. And then last but not least, the Gadgets and Auctioneer. Not as strong as they used to be. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. I'm going to go, I think, with Gadgets and Auctioneer. Reason for that, we could have some spells in the late game. It's not the most awful body in the world. It may get us some card draw. Pretty tough 3 pick, and another tough 3 pick. The Magma Raider is statistically the worst card. If you play this card in Hearthstone, you're statistically least likely, I believe, to win after playing this card compared to all other cards, according to the Hearthstone devs at BlizzCon last year. So, not great. Only good if you can buff. Mogushan, a reasonable tank, dark scale healer, restoring 2 health to all friendly characters. Not a bad card. I'm actually going to go for the Mogushan because at least that will give us a tank. Pretty tough drop so far. Mad Scientist, good if you have secrets, we have none, otherwise that fulfills the solid minion criteria, 2/2/2. Loot Hoarder lets us draw, Downround gives us spell damage. Loot Hoarder for the card draw. Nice, we have Spiteful Smith, not an awful card, that's a solid minion even if you don't have a weapon, do remember that. Druid of the Claw, all around good guy, can charge or can tank up for 4/6. Flying Machine, great if you have Hobgoblin, otherwise not. Druid of the Claw it is. Our Money Berserker, not too bad. Enrage +3. Narubar Weblord, minions with Battle Cry cost more. We don't have Battle Cries at the moment, but that can kind of hamstring us. I'm just going to go for a Power of the Wild, or maybe a Money Berserker. That could work out okay for us. Enrage +3. Power of the Wild, choose one. Give you minions +1/+1. Or summon a 3/2 Panther. Tempting. Well, I'm going to go for the Power of the Wild because we can actually use that as a mini Bloodlust type thing. By buffing all of our minions by that +1/+1, it can give you a real set of problems. Interesting set of 3 here. The Leponome is good early pressure. The Grimscale Oracle, well, we're not going Murlocs, so we can leave that alone. I like Druid of the Fang. If you have a beast, transform this into a 1/7/7. So I'm going to go that and see if we can grab some beasts. Frost Elemental, a good mid to late game finisher. Ship's Cannon, only good if you have pirates really, but otherwise it's a relatively solid minion. I like the Burly Trog as well because we're kind of getting, we're not heavy on late game drops, but I like the idea of a Trog. If your opponent chucks spells around, that's going to get stronger, but could have gone for that Frost Elemental. That's a strong pick. Silverback, an average tank. Earthen Ring Farseer, an average heal, and Dread Corsair, good if you have weapons. We have none. Earthen Ring Farseer comes. A big welcome to PG and all of those joining us live, twitch.tv/FailCraftCast. Good to have you with us. Next we have a Savage Roar, an Iron Fur Grizzly, or Poison Seeds. Between those 3, it is entirely up to you. Savage Roar, good for a finisher. If we can get a Force of Nature, we've got a nice little combo, or even if we can just fill the table with minions that don't die, Savage Roar can win at the table. for us. Iron Fair Grizzly 333. That is a solid minion, absolutely. Covers and tank at the same time. We cannot complain about that. And then last but not least, Poison Seeds. Destroy all minions, summon 2/2 treants to replace them. Actually quite a reasonable control card. You will see various Druid decks running that as some control. Poison Seeds gets the nod, as always. It is your choice. If you decide to pick nice, we will pick nice. If you decide to pick nasty, we will pick nasty. So although I've been picking, your votes are also coming in. Dragon Egg, good if you can do damage to it. Azure Drake, a very solid drop. And Angry Chicken, tough unless you can buff it. Chicken gets the nod. Chicken it is. It's going to be a fun deck today, I think. Our initial plans of picking solid, perhaps going out the window. Raging Organ, Leponome, or Razorfin Hunter. Do you know what? I don't actually mind any of these three. I don't think there's any way that you control pick between these three. So the Raging Organ, good if it gets damaged. You can do Wind Fury, 8 damage a turn. Wind Fury, it'll strike twice. It has 1 attack, so it's 4 rather than 3. Leponome, throw it down, does 2, may trade something against the table, and then dies. So, still does damage. Razorfin Hunter is a 2 for 1. The minion is solid enough and you can summon a 1/1 ball afterwards. So I don't think there's a bad pick between those three, and we need early game drops as well. So troll away. Pick away as much as you like. Pick whatever you fancy. I don't mind any of those three. Okay, I'm going for a Worgen. Solid enough. Next we have a Wild Growth. That's pretty nice. Druid of the Fang. Or a Bluegill Warrior. So Wild Growth helps the Druid ramp up a bit. If we throw that down turn 2 without anything else, we get Mana Crystals ahead. If we're going second, then we get Mana Crystal even. So that's pretty awesome. Quite happy with that. Druid of the Fang, we've got one do we want to. Bear in mind that with our Druid of the Fang, there's actually reason to go and pick some beasts. If there's some beasts, you know, we can play Chicken and then play Druid of the Fang. So on turn 6, we actually have a combo. Angry Chicken has a purpose in this deck. And then thirdly, the Murloc. Charge in, do damage and die. You've gone for Murloc. Murloc it is. Swipe, Direwolf Alpha, or a Razorfin Hunter. So we've already covered the Razorfin Hunter. Direwolf makes adjacent minions have 1 attack, helps you trade. Not too bad. Swipe, great for a bit of clearance. Could trigger our Gadgetzan Auctioneer. Again, not too devastated by any of those, should you pick any of them. I have a preference probably, but it depends what you fancy, I think. Right, we're at 12 cards, so while you pick, we're going to do our first deck review. 12 cards in. Number 1, review often, and we're doing that. Number 2, take a look at Mana Curve. We have not really much of a curve here. We're kind of tempoing, I guess. We're not sort of overloaded early, mid, or late game, so we can see how that develops when we next review at 20 or so cards. Spells against minions, well, Power of the Wild, Poison Seeds. 2 spells next to 10 minions. We're going to be throwing down minions and trading. Number 3, 10 by 10 play. Chicken we're really just playing because you picked it. We also need that to trigger probably Druid of the Fang, so let's remember that. Power of the Wild, play when we see, if we need it in the early game, or we can buff our minions in the late. Play when we see, play when we see, play when we see and heal, play when we see, save if the table is getting out of control. Play when we see, all of the rest of the minions play when we see. So our first deck review point, we've got a nice solid core to deck so far. And then we can build on that. Do we want to build into a mid-game finish? Do we want to build into a late game or an early game rush? We can choose between those. You guys have gone for Direwolf, so Wolf it is. Today is a Druid of the Fang draft, I think. Venture Co. Mercenary or a Savage Roar. Savage Roar we've rejected already, but maybe we could grab. Druid of the Fang, we've got 1, do you want 2? We do have triggers for these. And remember that the Druid of the Claw triggers as a beast, I do believe, means that you can trigger Druid of the Fang, also have Druid of the Claw. So that goes nicely. Savage Roar can help us win if we get a nice solid table down. Big evening to Chris, welcome to you for joining us. And then last but not least, the Venture Co. Mercenary. Not a bad mid-game finisher. Your minions cost 3 more if you've got a bit of a table together. All well and good. So, Druid of the Fang, all well and good, by the way, those of you asking. Hey, got a job, regardless of what happens, I've got a job, so that's great. Going to be going back to work, which is awesome. Good to know where the rent is coming from. as always. But yeah, and cool. Had a nice chill day today, got lots of video done, all that kind of stuff. So very much looking forward. Also have done the first vlog style video that you'll be seeing live on youtube.com/FailCraft Casts at some point or another. Really just asking you guys a bunch of things about what you'd like to see more of, less of, how we can make more videos and better streams for you. And just saying hello as well. So look out for that coming on YouTube. Hammy tries to do vloggy things rather than streamy things. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so Druid of the Fang, Venture Co or Savage Raw. You've got a so Druid of the Fang, Venture Co, Merc, Savage Raw. We've got a split between Merc, Druid of the Fang, Venture Co, Mercenary. So we have a split between these two. I'm going to go with Druid of the Fang because we've had a little bit of single picking going on so far, and because I'm going to mix it up. So we have Zombie Chow, Booty Bay Bodyguard, and Grimscale Oracle. Zombie Chow, good for trading in the early game. So Zombie Chow, Booty Bay Bodyguard, and Grimscale Oracle. Zombie Chow, good for controlling the early game. Curiousness for a bit of vlogging from chat. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Big welcome to Zano. You cannot lurk there. We're going to pull you out if you're sitting in the chat. Booty Bay Bodyguard taunts. A reasonable mid-game tank that can stick us together, but a little bit low on the health side. And then the Oracle. We have not opened the Murloc door just yet. We've rejected a few Murlocs. Do you want a Murloc? It's entirely up to you. Okay. I saw the bodyguard thing. I thought you said that was your new job. Bodyguard, yeah. I'm not sure how good I'd be as a bodyguard. I've managed pubs and bars before, so I've worked with some bouncers. Those guys, they got a tough job. I'm not sure I could do that job. Some say Chow are the same Murloc. I'm going to come and jump in with some Chow because we need to keep things moving so we can play some games. And third, Grizzly, Druid of the Claw, or a Lost Tall Strider. And again, I don't mind any of these three. Reasons for that: I infer it's a solid enough tank in the mid game. Druid of the Claw, we've got Wonder We Want to, a really solid card. That's a great pick, so it'd be a better pick. But you know what? Lost Tall Strider, it's still a beast. It's still a solid beast card, and we've got 2 Fang Druids now. So any of these will give us beast, and any of these will let us trigger Fang Druid into a 7/7. So there's some really nice sort of strange and weird and wonderful fun combos that we can pull together there. So pretty happy with any of those 3. Whatever you guys decide to pick, let's go for it. Throw cards at them to scare them off. Yeah, I don't think I'd be the biggest, baddest. I'm sorry, I'm going to go Druid of the Claw. Next, swipe, Dark Iron Dwarf, or a Harvest Golem. So, having had some pretty rough picks to Harvest. I just typed in chat Harvest. Craziness. These picks are getting a lot nicer now. I'm again happy with any of those 3. Swipe, Dark Iron Dwarf, or Harvest Golem. We can review our deck at like 20. Swipe will help us with some clearance. Dark Iron Dwarf, give minion 2 attack this turn, helps us get Northwest. And the Harvest Golem. I'm going to go with the Harvest Golem. That will help us trade a bit more in the early to mid game, although the other 2 would have been pretty strong as well. Just to make sure that we're making sure that everyone's got something they can enjoy. So we have Marker of Nature, Haunted Creeper, or Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Mind of Nature, give minion 4 attack off for health and taunt. Like with all druids, it's kind of 50 of one, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Real nice little balance that we can have there. Haunted Creeper, Death Rattle, summon 2 1/1 Spectral Spiders. Well, good for trading in the early game. Never a bad thing to have around. And then the Ghoul, whenever a minion dies, gain 1. Certainly not too bad either. We can make some nice trades there too. We can potentially power that up very, very nicely indeed. Big welcome to all of you joining us live. This is Pick Your Own Arena. This is FailCraft. I'm Hammy. Sign into Twitch. Spam in chat. Let us know what you fancy, or if not, just kick back and enjoy the ride. Which of these do you fancy? We have Creeper, we have Ghoul. Between the 2, we have a little bit of a split chat on that. So we're going to review our deck next at 20. Creeper is always strong. Ghoul will help us buff up. I'm going to go with Creeper just to give us a bit more of an early game option. Next, Druid of the Fang. Druid of the Flame. Wow, this is a really druidy 3-pick. Or an Innovate. Now, although they're all good, there's one of those that's overwhelmingly better. Druid of the Flame, we've already got 2. Probably don't need 3, but we've got enough beasts now that we could actually trigger a few sort of different interesting picks there. Druid of the Flame, well, people have been trying to use this in various ramp druids recently on ladder to give a nice threatening early game card. Now that is quite nice. We can have a 5-2 and sort of chip away at people, or we can use it as a 2-5 and try and trade against aggro in the early game. So it's got versatility, as all druids do. And then Innovate. Gain 2 mana crystals this turn only. Play bigger cards earlier in the game than you would be able to normally. So we have a split between Druid of the Flame and Innovate. I'm going with Innovate with my streamer's pick. Next we have a Stampede Encodo, a pint-sized summoner, or a Bomb Lobber. So Bomb Lobber, really good control actually, particularly in Arena. We'll probably be able to pick something off with that. You can get a nice little tempo swing, drops in some people's ladder decks, not bad at all. Pint-sized summoner, good if it lives. We don't have huge amounts of tanking at the moment, or taunts, so even if the first minion we do play each turn costs 1 less, it's probably going to get siphoned away by our opponent unless we pick tanks. Up to you. Stampede Encodo is a great swing in tempo. Throw it down, you can not only remove a nasty enemy minion with 2 or less attack, but you have a 3 attack, 5 health minion that can do some trades on the table as well. Like it very much. Some say Bomber, others say Kodo. Keeping people happy, going between one and the other. So we're going to go for Kodo, Dark Iron Dwarf, Earthen Ring, Farseer, or a Healing Touch. So, between these, we've already covered the Dark Iron Dwarf. One of those could be quite nice. We've already got 1 Farseer. Do you want 2? A little bit of health is never bad. And with a 3/3/3, that's just a solid minion. If you're at a loss between a 3-pick and you can see a solid minion like that, well worth going for. And then last but not least, Healing Touch. 3 mana, 8 health. That is the big heal for them druids. So it's a nice way of getting ourselves healed up a little bit more. We don't, of course, have a minion on the table. The lovely supportive behaviour in chat just saying, guys, vote for the card that gives health. We're going to need it. Beautiful. Well, you know what? Probably at some point or another, we're going to need some health. We've already got a little bit of health, but do you want more health? Entirely up to you. So to keep things moving, because we're almost at our next deck review point, we'll pick this one card and then we'll do a deck review. I'm going to go for the Healing Touch. Vodus with Healing Touch. So I'm just going to describe these 3. Oh, and we could have gone for something else because we've actually just got a Healing Touch in our next draft. But again, none of these too bad. Acolyte of Pain, Healing Touch, or Shadowstone Cleric. We've already got 1 Healing Touch. Do we need 2? Probably not, but it's up to you. Acolyte of Pain, if we throw it down and draw cards, card draw in card games is good. We're lacking card draw at the moment by a loot order. And then, beg pardon me, Shattered Sun Cleric. Battlecry of giving a friendly minion 1/1, a 3/3/2, a solid minion with a beneficial effect. You could do a lot worse than drop that. Right, so while you decide between those 3, I'm going to step back and we're going to do our second deck review. Rule number 1, review often. Doing our second review, excellent. Number 2, mana curve spells against minions. We are now looking more early to mid-game. We're going to grab control of table in early game with a mid-game finish by the looks of things. We could pick maybe a few more early drops. We could have just a couple of big late-game cards to help us finish at 6 and 7, or we can reinforce with strong minions in the mid-game. It looks as though when we're going to be healing a little bit more. So, betwixt that, spells against minions, Innovate will help us power in, Power of the World will help us buff, that's 2 spells, Healing Touch for a spell, 3, Poison Seeds for controllers, 4. 4 spells against broadly 17 minions. We're going to be throwing down and trading with minions, and then spells are complementary at this stage. We can maybe pick a few control spells. We've rejected a couple of swipes, maybe a swipe would be good. Finally, rule number 3, 10x10 playthrough. Chicken, let's really just save that for triggering our Fang Druids if we play them on the same turn. Angry Chicken, we've covered. Innovate will power out our bigger cards. Zombie Chow, trade in the early game, play 1 with C. Buff or trade in the early game, play 1 C. Buff other cards like the Creeper, play 1 C. Save for 1 we need to heal, save for 1 we need to heal or trade. Trades, play 1 C. Control the table, we'll save that card, play 1 C, play 1 C. play and see, or with beasts on the table, trades, and then gadgets on. Okay, so that is our deck summary. What do we think we still need in our last 9 cards? I think control spells, cheap spells to trigger the gadgets on, maybe some early or mid-game sort of minions for some strong trading, or some finishers. I think we could do with some 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 mana finishing cards so that we can finish this game in the mid-game, because that's what we're looking for. Back to this 3-pick, I'm going to take an executive decision and go for an Acolyte of Pain for a 3-drop and for card draw. I don't think we need 2 Healing Touch. Breaking the rules, Blackwing Corruptor, Starfire, or Dark Scale Healer. So, Blackwing Corruptor. If you're holding a dragon, deal 3. We don't have any real dragons here so far, unless I can remember. And of course, 5 attack, 4 health. Not the strongest 5-drop. Starfire, solid enough nuke, deal 5, draw a card for 6 mana. We can happily use that after a gadget sound or just control the table, so not a bad piece of control. And then the Dark Scale Healer, restoring 2 to all friendlies, 4 attack, 5 health. It's okay, it's a solid enough minion for its costs. We don't mind some more 5-drops, so between those 3, what would you fancy? Up to you, sir. Sorry for the Jar Jar Binks impersonation, not quite so great. Healer says PG. A few more votes coming in. Let's keep it moving. Okay, it's going to, because I overruled last time, it's going to be a healer. Next we have Swipe, Druid of the Fang, or a Scarlet Crusader. So Swipe will control. We've ignored 2. Can we afford to ignore 3? Maybe not. We've already got 2 Fang Druids, but 3 would be insane. And we do have the beasts to kind of trigger them. Remember, Haunted Creeper is a good beast as well, so we do have quite a nice little synergy there. Scarlet Crusader is actually a solid enough trading card in that we can trade the table, keep it under control in the early game. We can have a bunch of fun with that. So, which of those 3 be you fancying? Let us know. Let us know. Not let it go. Scarlet's overruled. Overruled for a swipe. I'm sorry. I'm breaking all the rules. I'm going to go back to the rules now. I'm sorry, forgive me. Wrath, Oasis, Snapjaw, or Ancient Brewmaster. Well, Wrath, a good control card, works with a bunch of ways. We can draw cards or remove small minions. Oasis, Snapjaw, 2 attacks, 7 health, a reasonable enough tank, but it'd be good if we could tank it up with something. And then last but not least, Ancient Brewmaster, return a friendly minion from the battlefield to your hand. Solid enough panda, solid enough minion. Remember, we can occasionally return some cards that we don't really want to return if we have good cards on the table. So can be a bit awkward, or you can use it as a heal to replay things with battle cries and similar such. Totally up to you, sir. I'm not going to overrule this time. I'm not going to be bad, not going to cause problems. It is up to you. Take your pick. Let's draw 3, so in the remaining bits of this hour we can play some games. See how they be going. Okay. Let's go with Snappy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Snapjaw. Heroes in a Half Shell. That's not me trying to sing, but then you don't really want to hear me actually try and sing. Think Down Deck, Grimscale Oracle, or Elven Archer. 3/3, it's a solid minion. We don't have any mechs, but oh no, we got 1 mech, so that's solid enough in and of itself. You'll be able to make some trades, do things. If we throw it down after the 1 mech we have, hey, it's a 4/4 with a +1 spare part of some description. Grimscale Oracle, we don't really have Zimmerlocks. An Elven Archer, well, it's a 1-drop that does some damage and then may or may not die, will probably die, but you can ping away a bubble with it. You can even trigger our own Acolyte of Pain with it, so it's not the worst pick. But you've gone for Oracle, so we're going to play Murlocs. We've gone back to Democracy. Next, Young Dragon Hawk. It's kind of like Twitch plays Pokemon, but a very manual version. Democracy, Anarchy, Helix. I was a supporter of Dome. Dome Fossil for the win. Dragonhawk, throw it down, Wind Fury, boom, dead. Mogishan Warden, 4/1/7 with Taunt. You can sort of sort all of those out. And then last but not least, Stormwind Champion. Your other minions have 1/1. That's actually a really nice late game finisher for us. Might be worth grabbing that. Mogushan is just another. No, you've gone for Mogushan. We've got two huge mid-game tanks that aren't going to do huge amounts while slowing our opponent down. I love the style of that. Analyze Robocub. That's a great early game pick. We can make it a 3-2 or a 2-3 with a little tanky taunt. We've got Naturalize. Interesting. Destroy a minion your opponent draws 2. That's actually not so bad for late game control if our opponent pulls out something really nasty or has a full hand. Silverman Guardian. Well, we can drop that. That can throw some nice trades down. We can do some good stuff there. In terms of trading stuff away on the table, would be pretty good. Could enjoy that a bunch too. What do you fancy from those 3? Entirely up to you. Gone back to my diplomacy after my initial little bit of Naturalize. Okay, we're going to do some Naturalize control. Next we have a Reckless Rocket. Yeah. Micro Machine. Or Druid of the Fang. Cool, we could have had so many Druid of the Fang here. Could have had about 5. Maybe 6. That would have been crazy. Crazy mixed up and mad, I tell you. So, Reckless Rocketeer, Micro Machine, Druid of the Fang. Reckless Rocketeer, I'm fine with that. It's a good charging card. Oh, now this is fun. I know what you're going to pick. Enhancer Meccano. That actually is amazing arena because it just messes things up completely for your opponent. Whether you get Wind Furies, Taunts, or Divine Shields. Fel Reaver, well, if we play it, we're on a hiding to nothing. We need to win before we lose, pretty much with Fel Reaver. Dark Whispers. 7/5 Wisps will give a minion 5/5 and Taunt. Well, we can get Mega Wisp on the table. Or we can get... Oh, too late. Hey, Needle. You just too late for the Reaver. A big welcome to Needle who's joined us live. Right, okay, let's review our deck quickly. Well, we control in early, we win in mid. 10 by 10. We're really combo-wise looking to get Druid of the Fang on the table with beasts behind it, but we've got a lot of solid early minions that we can play. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Needle. If you let PG pick most of the cards, Noodle. Amy tries to a mate. Trying to type in a mate in Twitch. It fails. Oh dear, I can't even remember Twitcher mates. Brain fried. I'm glad. Okay, right, so what do we need? I'm going to throw down the Murloc to worry our opponent. Harvest Golem's fine, Druid of the Claw. That's not awful. We can make a good deal with that. So, part 2 of our arena, of course, we just jump in and see what we can do. Okay. I wish one day, folks, we'll get Twitch partner. On that day, we will have the finest selection of emotes. I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. Let's really worry our opponent. Oracle, I choose you. Go, Oracle. What's it going to be? Our opponent could just remove this. A little bit of a fireball. In comes a coin for a 2-drop. I'm a little bit worried about that. Oh, Snow Chugger. Well, that's going to cause us some problems. I hope that Dark Whispers wins the game because that will be hilariously fun. Charge! Turn 3 Harvest Golem. I'm confident with the Harvest Golem we can get the Snow Chugger. Dark Whispers is going to win the game, says Noodle, but do we have to summon the 5 Wisps? Or can I use it to give a minion a 5/5 and Taunt? Because we could win the game if we give a minion 5/5 and Taunt. That would 100% win this for us. Down goes a Golem. I'm going to try and make that trade. Or is it compulsory to play 5 Wisps? I think it's probably compulsory to summon 5 Wisps. Chugga chugga. Look at this! 2 Snow Chuggers. How ridiculous is that? Right. This is where our 2 Mogushan Warden play. Throw down 2 Mogushan Wardens and hey, our opponent is going to have a good time trying to fight through all of those. Come on, bring it. Freeze my Mogushan Warden. Okay, we have to play 5 Wisps. That's the rule. Got it. No problem. Okie dokie. So what's it going to be? Well, oh, more freezes. Actually, I have a great tempo play here. I should have killed this first. Ah, yeah, we got a Snow Chugger down. Right, so that worked really well. That just shows how good Kodo can be in Arena. Immediate swing back towards us. Feeling good. Well, we've got the Stampeding Kodo. I hope that doesn't get fireballed, because that would be quite antisocial. And down goes a Cult Master, so we can probably see some sacrificing for card draw. And that is a nice play. Cult Master is a really good drop in Arena, because of exactly that. You can swing in and do some nastiness. So I could Dark Whispers. Shall we? Let's do it. Dun, da, 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 da. Charge! There are other plays we could have done. Druid of the Claw would have stabilised our table. Another ring Farseer would have been great. We could have looked for some trades with the Direwolf. Instead, we lose this 4 out of 6. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I'm not going to play any more spells. Okay, let's do it. Oh, I can innovate. Right, we've got to work these plays out. Now remember, Direwolf, this is how we Direwolf. We need to drop it in the middle of minions that we're going to sacrifice. So this is how you get the most value out of a Direwolf. Gone. Gone. I'm going to sacrifice the Wisps, guys. I'm sorry, but it's for the greater good, because you can see just how much value those Wisps are giving us. Massive power. And then finally, I can throw up a bear, or I can cap. I'm going to cap. Why don't we charge forward? And that is actually, hey, Wisps have worked out really well for us. #1 Wisp play. Noodle says in chat, we've got to use Dark Whispers and Angry Chicken. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So, look at the value of those Wisps. Value Wisp play, 200% we. Loving that. So happy. So happy. We can actually get more value from Wisps now. I made a little misplay. I should have played this, tried to play that on that side of the table. Here we throw it out. I'm going to keep the Angry Chicken, because remember we need that as a trigger. So, I'm going to use the final Wisp. Oh Wisp, how much we love thee. I'm just going to swing forward for some more damage. Let's get our opponent under pressure. Go Wisp, go! Amazing Wisp value. Ah, Fireball takes that out, so we actually cede table control to our opponent almost, unless they manage to... No. We're going to see a Frostbolt, a Make Yeti. Very nice. We've still got Innovate, remember. But the thing is, this is where our deck struggles a little bit, because we're now running out of late game drops to actually do stuff with. Angry Chicken is going to be a source of valid DPS for us. Come on, we can do it! Grind over the line. We lack line. We lack finishes. Letting chat know ahead of time. We love the Wisp Valley. Mega Wispy Valley.
The might of Stormwind.
Big welcome to Umbra joining us on stream. Oh, the value.
Snakes.
Value Druid.
It has to be snakes.
It has to be snakes. Amazing. Right, so I'm sudden enough here now. Do I want to try and trade something away? Well, we can see. I can take out that Yeti. Or I can just push forward. I think we just need to really push forward for this win. Come on! Come on! We can do it! We can do it! We're so close! They need a full traded table clear. Down goes a secret. If that's a ice armor or a frost armor type thing, I'm really sad. Kazan Mystic. So the real question is that an armor? If it is, I'm in trouble. I think it probably is. Let's try it. Oh, vaporize! Oh no! Oh no! That is pain. Right, okay, so we need to try and sort out this table now. Can I defeat my opponent? Not quite. I can get close. 5, 10, 15, 19. It's going to be hard for my opponent to wreck all of that unless they put a tank up. Come on! Forward! 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 We can do it. Charge forward. Vaporize, I know. Tell me about it. Let's just hope that no tank hits the table. Ooh, right. Quick, someone do the maths. Someone do the maths. Hey, do you know what? Healing Touch could save us. I hate the way that you guys are like, oh, yes, health. Well, I don't hate it, really. Yeah! Look at that. Wisp won us the game. Dark Whispers won us the game. I love that definition of Wisp value. I'm feeling the Wisp love again. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of, I've been a bit saddened by Wisps as of late. But, they came through. They did us the job. Loving it. Onwards. Let's see what the next thing can do for us. Dark Whispers plus our little Direwolf Alpha friend. Absolutely awesome. Umber in chat. No one expects the Spanish Inqua Vaporize. No one expects it. So I'm actually going to go... Do you know what? Mogushan did us the job last... I want earlier game drops. Now there's a very good reason for keeping Druid of the Fang Angry Chicken, but we can't really set that off until turn 5. And in exchange we get nothing particularly helpful either. Ooh, data plan. Well, thank you for tuning in on your mobile devices. Actually, that's awesome. Luckily in the UK, we're okay in that data is. I know data here is a lot cheaper than the US. I worked at mobile networks for a short time in the past, and I'm very familiar with data as a user as well as anything else. I'm quite lucky that we had. I know in the US there was an equivalent of a really good value data plan for a while. I think it was AT&T with iPhones or something. And then similarly, in the UK, there's been a really good one with 3 where you pretty much get infinite data, not 4G data, but infinite data. And then it looks as though that my network 3 are actually finally phasing that out, which is a shame. I've tried to do as much with it as possible. Big welcome to Mouldy joining us. Good to have you too. Loving a bit of Monty Python referencing as well. We did not expect Vaporize. It came to haunt us. So I'm going to coin into a strong 4-drop next game. We're just going to attack face up to start with. Loving a bit of that. You're in Canada? It's even worse than USA. Oh, wow. That is painful. Yeah, in the UK it can be pretty rough with some of our data plans, but to give you an idea, sort of, I think for about sort of 40... I'm on a really good plan. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not rubbing it in. I can't even find the dollar key on my keyboard. I'm going to see if it's that. 40 is about infinite 3G data within reason. Big welcome to Frankie joining us as well. Good to have you too. So this table ain't looking too good. I'm going to throw down a Rockdoor Trog. The reason for that, I can throw down a tank next turn. This will help me trade away that nasty Nullshire Cleric. If my opponent does throw any spells down. Could be hard for my opponent to remove this. Shadowword Pain, of course, removes 3 or less attack. Needs 2 damage, just goes for the Yeti, so straight up table control and sort of table type play. Right, so I could Poison Seeds, but I don't want to get rid of my nice card. Direwolf is not going to help me trade hugely, so I'm actually just going to start trading these out of the way. Safe in the knowledge that it could be quite hard for my opponent to burst through that. Ah, good to see where you're all from. Toronto, Kelowna, BC. I've been to Canada. Hey, Canadian folks, I love Canada. I genuinely do love Canada. The time I've only been there once, but it was a great trip. Really, really cool. I had the pleasure of going to Vancouver. It was Vancouver. On it was actually with work. I got to go there for 2 or 3 days and had a great time in Vancouver. It was a brilliant trip and a beautiful city, lovely people. Really love it. So I would love to go back to Canada sometime. Brilliant place. Okay, so but that's a subject of another. That's going to be for a vlog. There you go, PG. We can do some vlogging. So righty then. What are we going for, Hearthstone-wise? Well, spell-wise, we're not really feeding it. There's no beast to trigger things, so I think that we've got a nice little table control play we can move into here. I can trade away this Yeti. I could start facing, because a priest can heal, I'm more inclined against a priest to keep the table under control. Oh, we've actually got a real nice play. We dropped the beast, coin into a Druid of the Fang for a 7/7. Yes, swing in, swing a left, swing a right. It's like the big fight the other night. Doing a little bit of shadow boxing, but you can see how a nice little Druid of the Fang can swing in.
Get behind me.
In the light's name.
And Chicago for Umbra as well. Yeah, data. Umbra says I've got a 1 gig 4G. I get 78% for the redax. So 4G, Dark Wisp 7/7. That's all of our eggs in one basket, though. Noodle. I'm tempted to. I really am, but I'm tempted also to try and get some table control as well. I'm going to throw up a bear. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw up a bear. I'm going to use this actually to control that. Control that. Oh, I can Dark Wisp it next go. I'm just going to try control first. I'm so tempted, Noodle. Believe me, I'm staring at that and just thinking Indiana Jones style. Just throw the big Druid of the Fang. But all it takes is a Shadow Word Death. All it takes is now actually a Smite. Holy Nova could ruin our Wisp Party. And goes a Yeti. Oh my goodness, can we lethal next go? Not quite, but we can cause a lot of sadness. You would have done the same. Okay, well thank goodness. It's not just me. I'm sorry, fans of Wisp. We're going to 13-7 it. I love it. A little bit of a facial gesture. Cool. So, we were randomly talking about data. Hey, big welcome to Slozak as well. Good to have you with us. You find us in the midst. Probably got one more game in us after this for tonight's sort of stream. This is the deck. What you picked, that you picked earlier. Went Druid. We've got a lot of beast synergy. We've got Druids of the Fang. We've got a bit of Innovate in there. Oh, Naturalize. Ouch. And hey, Naturalize even works for us because we get to draw some cards too. So yeah, what was I talking about? 4G data in the UK. Yeah, quite expensive. We had one provider who got involved somewhat early and then had sort of almost a monopoly on it for a while, so 4G is still very expensive. Oh, big heals and then a Healing Touch. Of all the cards to steal, Healing Touch and Naturalize. So one less for each minion that died this turn. Gets a little bit of a cheap Drake. Nicely played. Can I win this turn? No, I can't. Do I want to set up the table for a win? Yes, I do. So I'm actually just going to do that. Now I throw down a Reckless, I can throw down a Worgen, Earthen Ring, Poison Seeds if we need to control. We're still in a very strong position. The Wisps did indeed die so that my good Nefarian. Amazing, I love it. Our priest has had some good fun here. So our priest managed to get 2 random Druid spells and I have no idea what they are. So we had a Thought Steal for 2 random spells, we had Nefarian for 2 random spells. Do I go for it? I'm going to go for it. We've still got Poison Seeds to control Nefarian if we really need. 3 to go. So close. Stay on target. We're living the dream. We're trying to live that 2-0 dream. Unparalleled levels of victory. In comes Nefarian. Holy Nova could spoil our day. Organised Soul Priest and a Circle of Healing could also spoil our day. What's a day spoiling that could be done here? Mark of Nature. Double Mark of Nature. I need to do 15 damage to get through unless I have a spell. But, Poison Seeds. Poison Seeds. Ladies and gentlemen, Poison Seeds is going to come through for the victory.
Well played.
Poisonous Seeds.
Give that minion a turn.
Oh, we don't have charge actually. Oh, there we go. Hey, Holy Nova could still spoil our day. For some reason I was thinking of Force of Nature. These don't have charge, so we could just get Holy Nova'd. And then we'll be back to square one. Master spell. Card draw. Come on, team. Unless a heal. In a fire.
Well played. You have been. Well played.
Yeah! Go team! Go team! Poison Seeds plus Kodo Dream. Poison Seeds and Kodo Dream. Well, I love the fact that this deck started off me picking a little bit and things, and then we had a one-man pick in the chat for a period of time. And then we had a bit of a diplomatic pick, followed by a one-man pick, followed by a more diplomatic pick, followed by me getting authoritarian and dictating picks. And then a diplomatic pick at the end of the day. And do you know what? The beautiful mixture of all of those things, the beautiful mixture of everything that is FailCraft and you folks and your picking, has actually come really good.
You asked for it.
I must protect the wild.
A little bit of a disco. Okay, we're going to a mage. So this is probably, folks, going to be our final jump on stream for today. If I'm silent streaming later, I'll let you know, of course. If you're live on stream, I will tweet and throw out a little message if we're live again. But this will probably be our final stream for the moment because I need to eat, as well as some other stuff. But what do we want between those three? I quite like those two. Druid we can throw back in favour of some earlier game picks. We're going to get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Snapjaw. But the fact that we got two Mogushan Wardens probably feels a little bit funny actually. But we'll see how that goes. It's actually worked pretty well for us so far. So, end of turn. Let's see how this goes next go. Coining into a 2-drop. What's it going to be? Unstable Portal. Oh, who knows what that could be. Oh, Mana Addict. Well, it could be worse. I don't want to naturalise just yet. Stamping Kodo can do 1 damage. No, Mana Addict could be nasty. It can certainly chip away, can make some trades. Let's not rule out what that could particularly do. There we go, we're just getting fireballed. I can Acolyte, I can Harvest Golem, I can Acolyte. Give me cards. Unstable is nice, it certainly is. And a Soot Spear. We've got Trades Ahoy here. Right, Innovate I can jump into. I'm going to save the Kodo because that will remove this next turn, no problem. An Oasis Snapjaw is not going to help me get everything off the table. I'm going to go for Harvest Golem because I'm starting to set up the give me cards now type plays. Grimscale Oracle. Well, just thank you for picking that. I'm sure we'll find it to be useful. By the way, guys, little celebration. We've had our first 10,000 view video. Don't know if I mentioned that to you before, so thank you for that. Really, really awesome. YouTube going on, and we're actually moving towards, keep forgetting to mention this, we're moving towards 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm really excited by. So thank you so much for tuning in and tuning on Twitch and your support. It's also cool. So we're going to have a special 1,000 view YouTube video. I'll have a chat in my vlog about what that's going to be. And we're also going to do a special 1,000 subscriber, not 1,000 view, 1,000 subscriber little stream. We'll do a special stream when we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Just a little bit of a party. Have some fun, we'll have competitions, giveaways, play whatever games you fancy, all that kind of stuff. It will be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it. There's no point jumping in there, so we're going to grab that. Yeah, 10k view video, first ever. Loving that. So the Murloc can make the trade. We can do a little bit of a heal. Loving that. So yeah, fun things to come. Do not worry. We have lots of good and fun stuff coming up. We're going to have that special stream as well. We'll probably do that on a Friday night or something as well. Moving forward, I cannot get rid of that. I can Reckless Rocketeer and start this sort of push forward, which will probably get traded away. So let's give this a go, and let's just start heaping some damage on and seeing if we can make it up. All very cool and well and awesome. big welcome to those of you joining us. You're joining at actually the end of tonight's stream. We've got the rest of this game to go, but you can always join us again. Just hit follow on Twitch, do sign in, and you'll find out when we're live. We always tweet, of course, at FailCraft Casts. Over on Twitter. We go live Monday through Friday. You can see the timings in the bottom left there as well. And in our pick your own arena this evening, our Druid is pushing forward quite nicely, but we're looking to be threatened to be overwhelmed by some Imp Master plays. Can I just outrace my opponent here? I'm going to go for the... What have we... So that's an easy way of me getting rid of the Imp Master. And punch that, a nice little tempo swing. Now, give my minions 1-1 or summon a 3-2 Panther. And if I can build enough of a board, is what I'm going for. I'm going to give my minions 1-1 and try and threaten a lethal next go. 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we then get like a mini little Bloodlust, a mini little Savage Roar with this Power of the Wild. So that is why we've got it. It can actually make a nice little difference. We maybe don't have this quite so easily anymore. A nice little Flame Strike there causing some problems. That's okay. We can just pick ourselves up and try again. If at first we do not succeed. So we can't really remove that too easily. I can't naturalise that. That's going to cause some problems. The Grimscale, let's just throw that down just because. Just going to push forward. And remember, just the gradual grinding out of damage with this deck is what's doing us a bunch of favours. It's doing very, very nicely indeed. Okie dokie. Ah, what is this? Giants? Fen Creepers? Picking legitimate and good cards? How dare you? How very dare you? Okay, well, we actually are pretty good here. So the reason that we're good
I got the best deals.
is this. This is where Naturalize comes in. Loving a bit of Naturalize. Go team, we can do this. We can even remove that and have a minion to spare. Like it very much. Power of the Wild, we want to buff stuff up. I'm going to leader of the pack. Another card draw. Grimscale is going to carry us to victory. It is absolutely death by 1,000 cuts. It can really be, Umbra's called it completely right in chat. It's really when you're just nibbling away, cutting away. In comes a fireball, we're using up our opponent's death and human destruction. And we still have got nice big strong cards that we can still play. Down goes an Ogre Brute. That's a great arena card. I thoroughly recommend you to pick that. It's a pretty strong pick in all cases, I think. Oh, look at this. The plays. Now, just a little option. Do we control or do we push forward? I actually think that we can wait for that little minion control combo one more turn. So I set up a perfect table here. And then next turn, die will fail for Druid of the Fang for the 7-7, and we're threatening that lethal again. So I was really tempted just to throw down the Beast combo, but I think just by waiting one more turn, we're hopefully allowing our Druid of the Fang to survive a little bit longer. And a big welcome, Mutts. Good to have you with us. It's almost the end of our stream for this evening, but we go live every night. Details in the bottom left of your screen there, or just hit follow. It's around about 7:30 UK, we go live every night. We can translate that into the time zone of your choosing. And, oh, value sheep. There we go, blood on the table. We've got a nice little finishing combo there, unless a second flame strike comes out. Perfectly possible. This is arena after all. Just gonna have to see how that goes. Dark Whispers, says Noodle. I couldn't agree more. I think a Dark Whispers would be... What? 2 flame strike? 2 flame strike? Let's go for a whole Picard style. Anyway, the joys of arena. But we are not too far away. If this is like... And remember, because we've got one beast on the table, it has to be snakes. This is going to be a Vaporize and I'm going to be sad. Double face palm play. Double face palm play. We've still got lethal. We've still got lethal. We've still got lethal. Ah, that flame strike though. Just causing us problems. So much pain and torment. But on the bright side, Vaporize is our nemesis. Our nemesis. And look, we've got a bit of a comeback here. Right, can we win this time? Can we? So close. We want to make it a 3-0 dream. It's almost unparalleled. We've not had this on a Pick Your Own Arena Tuesday for so long. Can we just close it out? Close out that clutch play. Welcome to the clutch. Okay, well, can punch through this, can remove this. Yeah, nicely done. That's really well played and a great reason why Druid Berserker is so solid. So look, we're so close, we actually just find ourselves without a table. Our opponent's managed to stall herself just enough for victory. Oh, we were so close. We should have probably not gone so aggressive to face and controlled the table. I think that's going to be the overwhelming learning from this play. Healing touch, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping us in the game for another turn. And how Fire Blast synergizes so well. I should have gunned actually. In retrospect, I should have traded that Gurubashi Berserker because this is why it's so good. You just Fire Blast it, and it gets bigger and bigger and nastier and nastier.
Are you ready for this?
3 additional damage every damage it takes, so I can't even kill it. Frostbolt in for 4. Gurubashi Berserker is going to hit for 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Welcome to the clutch. And we don't get a clutch. Oh, the doom. That is us. Alas, alas. We're done. But on the bright side, what a fun way to start. There you go, a 2-1 for us on Arena Tuesday. We could do a lot worse than that. So, because I'm absolutely starving, but also that's our hour sort of done or so for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, do come join us live on stream. You can join us twitch.tv/FailCraft Cast Monday through Friday. You can hit follow if you're on Twitch, just to be sure, and you can hear when we go live, but we'll always tweet at FailCraft Cast on Twitter when we go live too. But we always try and go live this time. I've translated that into time zones so you can get a little idea of when it might be. If you're in America, if you're in mainland Europe, it's 1 hour ahead of BST there. YouTube channel, if you're on Twitch, do come join us /FailCraft Casts. All of our videos, loads of stuff. We have 2-minute deck guides. These Arena Tuesdays we always throw up on YouTube if you want to have a look as well. Ladder and Learn Wednesday and other bits and bobs as well. And then Thursdays we will do various kind of streams of more Hearthstone tactics. And then Fun Friday is a stream where we just do whatever we fancy, whatever games you fancy as well. Last but not least, the website failcraft.org as well. So we will be back tomorrow, Ladder Wednesday. Tomorrow, 7:30 UK, same bat time, same bat channel. And if you're on YouTube, do like or subscribe. Let us know what you think, what we could have done. Anything you'd like to see, do let us know. And as a final couple of things, you can throw us a subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Really appreciate that. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to have a 1,000 subs celebratory video, stream party, giveaways and all of that kind of stuff. And keep an eye out for the vlogs. We're going to start a vlog or 2 to test on YouTube, see what you think of those. Let us know any topics you'd like us to cover, anything like that too. So thank you for tuning in. Hopefully see you tomorrow or soon, or on YouTube, wherever you are. So good to see you. This is FailCraft. I've been Hammy, and hopefully see you soon. Take it easy.